stadium. My name has never changed the whole of this year, even though as it ends today, for some people, for some of us, it has been a rolling, something. It's just a change in numbers. The year has been there, just a calendar that somebody created from somewhere. Indeed, of course, you hear that laughter, you know I'm not in the studio alone. My name is Ted. I'm here with the man who trekked and got to the studio.
Definitely.
If actually Desmond could show you a full chrome of Buchi, you see that he's wearing a short. He actually jogged to this studio. Decided to.
Why you did fall my hand, Ted?
I don't know for your hand. Queen J can attest to it, even though she's wearing something hotter, but you know. She can attest to it because there was no fuel and Bushi decided to park.
No, I mean, definitely, the NNPC told us they've conquered the monster that is fuel scarcity.
It's not over yet, but unfortunately, it looks a little bit.
It seems like it's subsiding. The monster is just dying a little bit slowly, but still, I've been advocating for the use of bicycles, and I think I started off with a nice jog today. I'm feeling, quite refreshed and ready to pump into this new year with a lot of energy and vigor.
Trying to get in shape for 2018. So if you were arranging a bout with Buchi in 2018, go meet Tyson Fury and ask him how is he doing it, because Buchi is putting himself in shape to actually fight you. Good evening and welcome officially to the program, the last edition of the stadium in 2017. If you listen to us until it's 12 midnight, you might just wake up hearing our voices in the morning of 2018. According to the calendar, it is not New Year for Muslims. It is not New Year in Ethiopia.
It's not New Year for Jews.
For Jews as well. But for some of us, the calendar will follow it. We just believe that, okay, 2017 is getting ended by 12 midnight. Tonight, crossing between 11:59 and 12 in the morning, we're going to be in another year. So I want to officially say Happy New Year in advance, and thanks to all supporters, listeners, callers, bloggers, and fans and everybody of all the sports we have been commenting about on this program since the inception of this wonderful and unique and first of its kind station on the surface of the earth. Without you guys out there, let me say boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, men and women. Without you, there is no us. We have no reason being here, sitting here or standing here, talking behind this microphone. Could have just let music play, but because you are there, we needed to come, give you some facts about the sports you love so much and the sports that make us talking, because we love the same sports like you do. Don't be surprised, don't be deceived. We're also supporters of a lot of clubs and sports across the world. For example, I love Dembe, but only to watch, not to be an athlete in. Buchi loves wrestling, but only to write about it and to make commentaries, not to be inside with a wrestler. That's a fact. Queen Jane loves boxing, but don't mess up with her makeup. It's a problem. If you punch where she just apply the powder,
she'll give you a huge low blow.
So don't try that. Just giving you some kind of tips. If you meet them on the street, these people are mentioning their names. Don't know what the honorary president loves. He's a man of all sports. All sports, he can give you details about every sport, and try him in any sport, he is there with you. Of course, somewhere along the line, we're going to call in our uncle Aminu. He might be in here. D1 was supposed to be here today, but of course, he's on the road. He went to cover an event and he's on the road. He might not make it to give us his own top 5 events of 2017. We want to give that opportunity to you who has been listening to us. I don't want to attempt to call names because I'll miss out some. But there have been very regular callers, consistent callers. If they don't call, they send us information through SMS or through our Facebook portals. They have been consistent. We want to say thank you to all of you for doing that, for keeping faith with us, and for making this stadium work so far. It's going to be bigger as the year starts ahead. So welcome to the program. Feel free to join us, because we are talking about a lot of things, trending sports and all that. But first of all, we'll talk about, we'll congratulate those who made it to the massive presidential list of nominees for some very big committees and commissions that people are heading. If your late uncle's name is there or your auntie's name is there, congrats posthumously. But then why in Nigeria we are giving those titles and positions to people who have died? In England, it's a different thing entirely, Buchi. Massive athletes in England, including those, David Beckham, the Neville brothers, have been honored by the Queen. They are not yet dead. They are actually alive.
Living legends
have met the Queen. It's an award she gives on her birthday and part of our New Year give out, incorporating people into the knighthood for the kingdom. The OBE, the CBE, the MBE. Most of these athletes have gone in. David Beckham is there. The Neville brothers is there. Lions captain, that's the rugby captain.
Yes.
Sam Watburn is there. A lot of names included. And what a way to honor these athletes and to tell them that we have recognized what you have done over the years, and over this year we recognize and appreciate your contribution to our sports development, and it's good to have you as our own sons. We honor you and we respect you. shaking hands with the Queen, even though the hands will be in the glove. Yes, at least it's a handshake.
Even just being in her presence, I mean,
it's massive.
I mean, and it just doesn't it's not exclusive to sports personalities. We're talking
not
about celebrities.
Yes.
We're talking about actors, musicians.
Yes.
I mean, it's a broad array, it's a wide spectrum for recognition of people who have done so much or contributed so much, which in whatever field, whether it be science, whether it be in politics, whether it be in sports, entertainment. It's a huge recognition.
Yes.
And kudos to the Queen for that. Kudos to the Crown for that, exactly.
Outstanding on this list, Buchi, that the Queen has honored this year is Staff Reid. Remember how the F4 is Paralympian, a long jump Paralympian. Of course, Paralympics, they have long jump. If you're listening, if hearing for the first time, don't be surprised. They have long jump among Paralympians. She's a double amputee. She did have that jump at the London 2012 Olympics, and in Rio, she won the gold, and the Queen actually honored that. She was surprised to be honored, to be considered. Can we give that respect to our Paralympians? We have had massive records when it comes to Paralympics in Nigeria.
World records.
Both at the Paralympics and at Commonwealth Games, at all African Games when it comes to the Paralympic category. We do have massive representations.
That's true.
We're holding world records. I think the highest most of them have been like the normal handshake.
A presidential handshake, maybe some monetary remunerations. That's if the government pays on time or does pay at all sometimes.
Some have to resort to human rights, even like actually getting to Human Rights Radio through one of our flagship programs to report that, okay, can you help us follow this up to get this?
Yes.
Can we even give them MON? According to Chief Derudaya Akadibo alias 430, the Honorable Panwan Powell said, if you want to give him MON, you should just add EY at the end so that he'll collect that one. You should keep the MON. But we're thinking, our sports athletes, can they have at least those who have made us proud? We just got world record in the American Paralympics that just went on.
Yes.
World record there in powerlifting. Can we even have them honored with an MON? Is that too big to ask?
It's not. I don't think
people go to villages to buy chieftaincy titles.
Of course.
These are people who have gone out to represent us, to have our flags hoisted and our national anthem sung and rang across the world. Can't we give them those little honors like the Queen has done for the United Kingdom athletes?
It's not too big. It's not. I don't think it's too big at all. I mean, we have living legends. We have our football stars. We have even our Paralympians who have done so much for sports, not just for the nation but for the world. I don't think it's anything too big or too little to actually do. It's something that can be done. But the problem is, it's recognition, especially in this part of the world, especially here in Nigeria. We do not acknowledge or recognize or celebrate our heroes. We tend to trivialize and celebrate the people that really, really do not matter. Yes. People that come and go, people that even put us in worse states, economic states that we are in right now. We tend to celebrate them.
To agree with you on that, but you'd be surprised that on the list that the Queen has honored, let me let you know that Nicky Henderson, he's a trainer of the Queen's race horses.
Yes.
He has been made a Royal Victorian Order Lieutenant, LVO, by the Queen. The International Sky Federation Secretary General, Sarah Lewis, receives an OBE from the Queen.
Yes.
As the Secretary of the Ski Federation for services to sport, while Scotland and Lions team doctor, James Robson, is awarded an MBE.
Yes.
There's a horse trainer.
A horse trainer, a skiing secretary to Skiing Federation, and the team doctor.
I mean, you look at those categories.
Yes.
The services recognized.
Exactly.
And honored.
That's what I was saying. It covers a whole wide spectrum. It doesn't matter. There is no contribution that is too little.
Exactly.
Or no contribution that is too big that cannot be recognized. It doesn't matter what field you're in.
Yes.
This is a nation that recognizes its talents and celebrates its talents and celebrates its heroes. Every day, there's this saying that everybody is a hero in their own right. In your everyday activities, you're a hero.
Yes.
It just depends on who, you may not see it yourself, but somebody is seeing you as a hero. You're saving lives. You're inspiring people in the little things you do. So we should always be cautious about these things. But I think it's just our own nature in this country. We do not celebrate. We do not celebrate our heroes. We do not celebrate our talent.
Bring people down.
We know how to bring people down, and we know how to praise and acknowledge the wrong people. We tend to praise and acknowledge rogues. We tend to praise and acknowledge
corrupt people,
who
encourage bribe,
who have looted and done things. These are the people we are praising and trying to aspire to be. When you have people who have done so much
for the country,
yet
not recognized,
patriots, true patriots, unrecognized. It's unfortunate.
You're listening to The Stadium. Do not mistake it for anything. This is The Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted, and Buchi is here. It is the last edition of the program for the year 2017, according to the calendar we are following. We'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll delve straight into the most talking sports events and activities of the day. Your review for the year is important. We'll let you call in to tell us what was the most outstanding memory for you of 2017 and what are you looking at, what are you looking forward to in 2018. Stay with us. We will be right back. to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. Of course, don't mind the music. It's a music from our legend who were just talking about guns and roses. How long are we going to live with them in our societies? But welcoming to the program as usual is our big brother who has traveled the world in a few days. He actually went to Liberia like Buchi to congratulate George Weah and he's back here. I think he too decided to. He didn't take measurement for George Weah's statue.
No statues.
Buchi took measurement to.
No, I measured.
But Oga Aminu Ibrahim is actually going around the country finding the right state where we can hoist a statue for George Weah. Oga Aminu Ibrahim, welcome to the stadium.
Thank you very much, Ted.
How was the trip?
It was good.
What was the fuel situation up north in Kaduna when you?
Oh my God, it's something else.
As bad as Abuja was?
No. It's even worse than Abuja. Because even as at this morning,
yes,
when I was leaving, I had to buy 20 liters for 7,000 naira with bag.
Jesus.
And to my greatest surprise, yes, I bought in Kaduna for 7,000 naira 20 liters.
Yes.
When I got to Jere, I saw a filling station black market. They were selling 220.
Wow.
So I now said, okay, let me just buy another 20 liters to, complement my fuel. So when I bought the 20 liters at 4,500, I just give them 4,500. To my greatest surprise, when I got to Kubwa Road, I saw the filling station empty. And the attendant were by the nozzle. I said, no, am I dreaming? I continue coming. I started seeing filling stations like that.
Yes.
And I will be going to just tomorrow.
That only started today.
Okay, is it
as
today?
At yesterday?
Just today. As of
yesterday night when we left the studio here home, we also know what we faced at the filling station and the parks and everything.
The Owando filling station opposite my junction in Prince and Princess. I went there to buy fuel. They said there's fuel and this is a standby tanker.
To refill.
To refill. So I'm going to just tomorrow, by the grace of God.
You top up.
I called my younger brother. What is the situation in Jos? He said it's only one mega station that has fuel.
Okay, so right now, that means, Buchi, what they said is true.
Yes.
Because they said all the tankers were mobilized to come to Abuja, but saboteurs had diverted some. They will come to Abuja, and then from Abuja, they will actually go to all the other states. So that means as it stands, Abuja has products, and maybe overnight.
Abuja and Lagos. What they told me in the filling station is Abuja and Lagos has fuel. So what I did was to quickly run to the close by people that are selling jerrycans, and I bought like 25 liters. Then I bought fuel.
Buchi is coming to your house after this because he's currently stranded.
But you know one funny thing, I have now changed my mind to travel with Hilux.
Okay.
So that I can carry my fuel at the back instead of traveling with the car that will carry fuel.
Anyway, not mistaken, it's supposed to be talking about, but of course, on this station we talk about things that violate our fundamental human rights. Our rights to travel freely in the country as citizens has been infringed upon by saboteurs who decided to hoard fuel and sell to us at exorbitant prices, and everything has become expensive. But I mean, welcome. We're looking at 2017 in sports and the review of the year and what has been. But before we get into that, shortly before you got to the studio, we're talking about a couple of things that have been happening. A lot of awards which have been given by the federal government to people who are no longer alive, and what the Queen has done. On the other hand, in England, awards given to people who are alive, athletes who are alive, the likes of David Beckham, the Neville brothers, Phil Neville, and the rest of them, giving them awards while they are alive. But here in Nigeria, we have awards for people who are actually dead. And we are thinking, what is in Nigeria? Don't we have committed people? In your department as a sports person in athletics, what has it been like? Most of your legends, your amazing team then that had very massive run in handball in Africa, conquered Nigeria, conquered Africa, and went to the world stage. Has anybody been honored in that regard or recent?
No, nobody has been honored.
And yet we are actually giving awards to
dead people.
To dead people. We have living legends in athletics who deserve this, like the Queen is doing. We're not comparing ourselves to England.
No. Ted, before you go for it, there's a difference between giving an award and giving an appointment. Now, an award you can award even if the person died 200 years ago, where we are still listening. But this is an appointment. An appointment is
supposed to be an active job.
An active job.
Okay, you're supposed to resume duty.
Exactly.
An office, a car, a regular phone number, and a place, a physical
staff, exactly, staff strength
as well,
things like that, and then
an appointment and an award. Maybe we're mixing it up. Maybe we should leave it like that. There are appointments. In England, it's award. The United Kingdom is awards. Here, it's appointments. So we should leave it. But I mean, it's just a curious thing. I'm looking at 2017 in review. Could some people have been honored, or over the years, building to the end of the year today, could some people, Nigerians, have been honored? Have we even invited Anthony Joshua back home to honor him for putting our tattoo, the tattoo of our country on his body, the flag, and then making us proud by identifying with Nigeria, even though he's boxing in the UK.
Ted,
should he have been? I'm lost of words.
Please, Ted, can I say something? If you're talking about Anthony Joshua, that one is far away from us.
Okay,
of course.
He's a dual citizen person.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Our own athletes,
Our people
Nigerian
on ground,
athletes who went to all African games and came second. Till today, they were not even
recognized.
Not even recognition. Even to host them for a dinner.
Not even a handshake.
You understand? Not even just to host them for a dinner. Welcome back. You made us proud.
Yes.
In the history of all African games, it's only when we hosted in Nigeria, in Koja, that we came second. But every other all African games outside Nigeria, the best position we used to come is third. And this one, we went to Congo and came second, and nobody said anything. All those athletes were not, if not for the immediate past DG Malam Alhassan Yakmut that awarded the athletes in Congo, the federal government didn't do anything. Instead, going to give appointment to dead bodies.
Don't mistake it. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. That's our uncle there, Amin Ibrahim, saying it as it is. He doesn't hide his words, doesn't mean his words. He says it right and raw as it is. We're looking at 2017 in review, and we want to ask you what has been your, like, in sports, what have been your very high moments in all sports generally. Of course, handball is there. We're looking forward to next year. Anyway, we'll talk about that on the subsequent programs. We're looking forward to next year when the team will be traveling for the Continental Championship. But in 2017, what was the most outstanding, like two good things outstanding in sports for you in 2017?
The only good thing that is outstanding in sports is Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup.
Of course, definitely.
After that, there's nothing. Yes. And that one comes with the intervention of His Excellency, Mr. President.
No, but Oga, let's not forget the successful hosting and winning of the veterans. Handball, like you said, congratulations to you.
Which is reminding you
who actually beat those young fresh boys, spanked them and showed them that Luke
after sponsoring the tournament on their
sponsored the tournament and spanked all competition. As in fact. I think that's
okay. I agree. I agree with you for reminding me, but that one was not hosted by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport. It was hosted by individuals. Yes, people that have passion for the game, ex-international. Kudos to them. Yes.
Ben Wakalo is not here today anyway. One of our contributors, probably over the week, we'll bring Ben in to talk about the aspects of badminton, things that happen. Of course, Citygate team here did a lot over the year, and we have to say kudos to them, even in their absence. They did try to make sure that badminton is not relegated, even though they don't have that full and adequate sponsorship. But of recent, of course, the ministry is working up to its responsibility by trying to support them as well. A lot of talking points in the games and in sports across the world. What were your own highlights of 2017 rather? 2018 is around the corner. It's a couple of hours away from now based on our calendar. So you're free to join the program as we speak. Be a part of the conversation. It's not just us, because this is a 101.1 million capacity stadium. You can be a part of it from wherever you are. You can join us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on our local landlines here. You can call us 081-8999-1011. And I think we do have a call here. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Hello, good evening. This is Spirit.
Okay, welcome to the program. How has been your 2017? Okay, you sound like you're sleeping. Are you sleeping out the remaining part of this year?
I'm just relaxing,
Okay.
And I'm not even sleeping. I'm right in the biggest stadium.
Oh, okay. All right, that's great.
This sounds like Spirit.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just beside you there.
Okay, that's great. That's great. All right.
This must be Spirit.
Thanks for joining us. Make your contribution. Let's listen to you. What are your thoughts?
We really have problems in our in Nigeria. See.
Yes.
Yeah, as I am, I'm a good marathon runner, but I will not go into that, because in Nigeria, they don't support a good sport. Rather, I don't know what is their problem. If after football,
yes,
then they don't look into any other thing.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that.
We have the determined, we have people who want to do the best. In fact,
Yes.
in the whole world, Nigeria is the best so far, but we will not make it because we don't have backbone. It's
Okay.
just like when you don't have backbone, you can't stand.
Yes.
So Nigeria, that is our problem. We have problem with our sport.
Okay. So going into 2018, what do you suggest we do to make it better for other sports? Oh, we lost him there. That's a caller there making a very valid point, Ogaminu. You said that earlier on the program some weeks ago about channeling all our energy to football, and now you're having veterans like you and the rest, and the same thing happening in games like badminton. Apart from basketball that has had a sponsorship from corporate bodies now that it's not everywhere. Everybody wants to jump in to go and fight for elections there. He's making a point there that we don't support other sports, and he's talking about being a marathon athlete, and that is true. We spoke about the fact that there's supposed to be, there was an allocation of a project to be undertaken in Jos for a marathon academy, which has not seen the light of the day and all that, and people like this would have actually been benefiting from that if that took place actually. What should you do in 2018 differently? What recommendations would you make to the right bodies, corporate bodies, government? The budget has just been, the budget is still in the process of getting matured to, even though the monies must have been.
The budget is getting matured. Maybe it's also putting on Pampers in certain areas.
Some diapers.
Diapers, to.
And trying to structure it in a way. Okay, please.
My recommendation for 2018
Yes.
is still the same thing that I used to say,
Yes.
and I will always say it.
Yes.
Sport Commission
Yes.
must
Come
come back for us to get it right
So for every sport.
for every sport.
Okay.
Without Sport Commission coming back, we'll even get worse.
That's true.
This year we have fair. Next year we're going to get worse. Because when you don't put the right people in the right place, you always get it wrong. This gentleman that just contributed,
Yes.
he's a marathon runner.
Yes.
When last, Ted,
He-
did you hear about Nigeria in marathon?
No, I mean, the last time was even this one, wasn't it? The one, was it in Ondo or where? That they still haven't paid.
Yes.
The I can't remember where it was. They still haven't paid. As in, it was just this was a story within the year. Up till now, this thing happened 2015. Until now, winners had not been paid, and they were even talking about court action and taking the state government to court.
When did Kenya start long distance race? When did Ethiopia start long distance race?
And they are the international, they are far ahead of us.
They are the world champions now.
Of course.
Those are
Record
people that
holders.
when Nigerians, were running marathon, people like Abbas Mohammed and other people, they were nowhere.
They were nowhere.
They were nowhere. Milo Marathon was all over everywhere. We're producing the best marathon runners. Even in the track and field, the 8,000 meters runners, where are they? We don't even have.
Well, it's unfortunate. We're not mourning or complaining about the things that happen in Nigeria. We're just analyzing how the situation has been. 2017 has come and is going to going, like the one they used to ring to be going in a couple of hours. We're looking at events that took place this year and our projection for next year. That's what we are discussing. So you can be a part of this conversation by calling 081-8999-1011. Tell us your highlights of this year as it is going and part of what you think should happen next year. But one of the big things, one of the disgusting things I would say that happened this year was the whole scandal about sports, especially when it comes to Russia.
Doping.
Russia as a country generally has been humiliated on the international ladder by being excluded from Pyeongchang, the Winter Olympics, and a lot of their athletes banned, some for life. The same review came from Brazil after successfully hosting the World Cup and the Olympics.
Yes.
And the key persons that were involved in the IOC and the LOC itself, the chairman got indicted, and some of them had to resign, some banned from sports for life and all that. It's like 2017 had one of the highest
in terms of corruption, doping. It just, I think, in recent memory,
and don't forget Chris
2017
Froome, amazing cyclist. Too.
Yes.
All of a sudden, we realized that
he has. Well, they say, well, let's not. It's not guilty until proven innocent. He's innocent for now. There's allegations, but they're still trying to.
But you just hold your thoughts. We have someone here on the line. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome to the stadium. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is John. I'm calling from Apo.
Welcome, John. Are you listening to our conversation? What were your highlights of the year in terms of sports?
Right, I don't have much to say, but I want to just show my concern concerning the 2018 World Cup.
Okay, feel free.
And the role Nigeria is going to play. I don't know the solid arrangement we are making because I know we always go there with the mindset that we are just going to come back empty-handed. Yes. But this time around, I think we should just put it at the back of our mind, go there with hope that we are bringing the cup back to Nigeria. Because, and then according to the arrangement we have now, I don't think we are ready enough to bring that cup back to Nigeria. Most of our players, the people that struggle for Nigeria to qualify, most of them, they are not going to be used.
Okay.
It's another different people that will come, people that suffer to get us qualified, and different people that will be taken to Russia, they are going to be different. That's another problem we have.
Well, but as it looks now, they are sticking to the team. For now, we have not had major changes. They are still sticking to the team. They are just making some little inclusions. So I think probably they might just continue to go to Russia. But of course, I understand your concern, Mr. John. I don't understand. Sometimes that is what happens.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Because we hear how people are calling, complaining. We shouldn't complain. Let us just forget that with the mindset we are going to bring in the cup to Nigeria.
Yes.
We are not just going there because due to complain we are hearing stuff in some of the media. It's like we can't even qualify for the group stage.
Oh.
So we are going there with the spirit of defeat already. Yes, we are going with the spirit of defeat already. Let us just go there with the courage. We are going because those people, there's nothing they have more than us.
Yeah.
All right, that is my listen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Of course, that's our caller there making his contribution, talking about Nigeria's preparation for the World Cup. But we're going to talk football much later into the show. Of course, Buchi, you were making some contribution before John called in.
Yes. This year, like 2017, has been, a record year in corruption. I mean, I don't know. We have, like I always say, we always have to. It's not about looking at the glass half empty. Let's look at it as half full. Yes, these are things that have permeated sports for a long time. I think
someone wants to agree with you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, Buchi is wondering why you cut his toes, but of course, you are more important to me now than him. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, this is a stadium. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Kambo, but I'm calling from Asokoro.
Okay, welcome to the program. It's been a while.
Sports in Nigeria, we must remove sentimentalism.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Then under 17 that won the World Cup,
yes,
they should be in the new squad that is going to Russia. If not, we will get it right.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate it so much. That's another recommendation there for the under-17 to actually represent us at the World Cup continuity. Of course, he does have a point.
Yes, he does
have a point. He spoke about the coach of Paraguay being there being to 4 World Cups, and the team he's taking there, some of them were born just when he was appointed. So continuity there is massive. But we're talking about the doping and corruption and bribery in sports, the peak of it that we saw in 2017.
Like I was saying, I mean, I don't like to look at the glass as half empty but half full. Yes, these things have been in sports, it's been in the business, it's been part of the culture. It has in the doping, the corruption, the sleight of hand, handing over, that kind of thing. And now it seems like this year a big step or a big stand has been taken towards curbing these things so that sports gets back to the originality of it, as in people winning things based on merit, people working hard instead of taking undue advantage. And I think it's also been a big wake-up call. I think the IOC using Russia as a good example towards
because Russia
curbing.
Is a home for doping, and apart from that,
they had a
state organized doping
sponsored.
Scheme.
It's sort of like having a parastatal or a government agency, Ministry of Doping Affairs,
a Ministry of Racism,
they
are good at that as well.
So I think it's a really good stance that the IOC and other sporting bodies have taken, especially in banning the whole country.
Yes.
It should come down to the performance. It should come down to the perspiration, the hard work of these individual athletes who have worked hard and trained hard. It shouldn't come down to some pharmaceutical advantage or some sort. It's terrible. And then also in the aspect of corruption, we saw this especially in Brazil. We have football. We saw this within FIFA ranks. We saw this within Brazil, the Brazilian Football Federation and Sporting Federation. A lot of
and they were still lucky enough to host two very big events.
Two major events.
The World Cup and the Olympics.
I think this is a big wake-up call and a big sign to other countries and other potential hosts. That if there is some sort of dirty dealing or underhanded work involved in your practices, somehow, some way, you cannot walk away from this. You will get you're going to get that due justice and due diligence, and whatever it is, whether it's corruption, crime must not pay. Crime must not pay. Must be stopped in all its forms.
Crime must be stopped in all its forms. That's Buchi's submission here on the stadium. And of course, we agree with that, with Oga Aminu here in the studio with us. We agree that in 2018, we should have corruption and crime-free sports and doping-free sports. Let every athlete earn his or her reputation based on hard work and the truth.
Order-free 2018. You remember in India?
Yes.
India.
Okay, so order-free.
Of course.
Order-free.
I remember the cricket there. Of course.
That was another high point.
It was.
High point.
I mean, it has never happened before. And funny enough, they knew this was happening because of the massive size of the city. They knew this was going to have the environmental impact assessment was done.
I'm wondering what they were thinking. What was the ICC?
It started on the first day of the test. And
what was the International Cricket Committee or whatever the ICC? What were they thinking? The order was
people had to wear masks.
People are wearing masks. Athletes were throwing up on the field. People were fainting and being taken off, and the thing still went on. Test day 1, test day 2 till 5.
5.
What?
Amazing cricket. Of course, that was a highlight. I forgot that part. Thanks for reminding us.
That's the part of the year in review.
This has been the Stadium of Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted. I'm here with Buchi and our uncle Aminu Ibrahim in the studio. We'll take a very short musical break. We'll come back. We'll get back straight into issues that are trending. And of course, we'll still give you the opportunity to talk about not last year. I don't know what can enter the next year. So.
We'll never reach.
We'll give you the opportunity to talk about this year as it's countdown to a couple of hours before 2018 comes up. And then what will happen in 2018 as we prepare. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. This is the Stadium, the best and the only authoritative sports program around the surface of the earth that you can actually listen to, because here we don't just report, we go deep into other humanitarian issues relating to sports. My name is Ted. I am here with Bruchi, the man who loves to trek. And Oga,
why are you folding my hand?
And Oga Aminu Ibrahim is here, our uncle who knows how best to get fuel even in the midst of serious crisis. If you need fuel, Oga Aminu is here. He has a bunch of liters in here. If you bribe me, I'll give you his number plate so that if you see him by the road, you just ask him, Oga, just 1 liter for use fuel. Welcome back from the break. You can be a part of what we are discussing. Before we went on the break, for the last 1 hour, we'll be discussing highlights of sports in 2017. What was your best moment and your most awkward moment? It's not only the good ones. Of course, don't forget that South Africa came to Uyo to defeat us. They beat us here. So if you're counting the moments, include that one because it was a moment. Whether it was good or ugly, it was the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll talk about all of them here. Call us on 08189991011. During the break, Ogamino, we were talking about the issues of security and safety in the upcoming Winter Olympics that will start in a couple of days. It's countdown now to it in Pyeongchang. The Korean Peninsula is not, I would say it's not at peace that much. There are a lot of issues concerning North Korea, South Korea, China, the US involved, and other countries. A lot of diplomatic issues, and we are going to host the Winter Olympics around there. How safe are our athletes going to be in such a place? Is there any plan B that in case anything goes up in the air that we don't expect in the coming few days, we can withdraw the athletes and say we're not going? Don't forget that the United States, the United Kingdom, and France are on standby not to go in case a diplomatic row involving those countries erupts higher than what is on ground. Now, already what is on ground is not safe because that's the most concentrated area between those three countries that are neighboring themselves. That's the most demilitarized place there, and we're sending athletes there. They said they've come out to say the country is safe, people can come in, but maybe I'm just curious, or maybe I'm being paranoid about it. Should we relax and just say we have a team that is going there, especially the first time we're going to participate in bobsled? Our ladies qualified on their own, they will be there. I'm concerned about their safety as a person. Could an alternative venue be considered in case anything erupts there?
Well, from what you just said now, an alternative venue cannot be visible because definitely if there's security challenges in places like that, it could have been handled earlier before now. But now that the tournament is just around the corner, nobody can just pick up the challenges and said they can host the competition. You understand? Even during when this issue of security has started coming up here and there, they were supposed to think of plan B. Yes. If you see the US, France, and United Kingdom said because of the security situation, they will not be able to attend, or their athletes should be should stay out of the tournament. Yes. Then the place is not safe. Yes. The place is not safe. Even when we're going there for the first time, our female. Yes. At least we should, for once, have respect for human lives. Yes. Because it's only in our country that you see human lives are not valued. You understand what I'm saying?
We respect the dead more than the living. Yeah. Actually, the fear of ancestors is the beginning of livelihood in Nigeria. No, it's only in Nigeria that our ancestors are dead, they are buried, but they still demand for cola nut and schnapp. Yes. And hot drinks for a lot of...
So, in my own opinion, I believe that the ladies should also be looked after.
I'm thinking our country should. We don't know what they're doing yet, but they should be on alert to know that we're having representatives there, Buchi.
I think, to be honest, I don't think the Olympic Committee, in its right sense or frame of mind, would allow a competition like of this grand scale hold if there wasn't some sort of security vetting and checks and all that, checks and balances. Yes, there's a lot of geopolitical instability right now with US and North Korea and things like that. And yes, France, they have their athletes on standby. If it doesn't go down, they pull out. But I don't think the Olympic Committee would allow any sort of athletes, whether from North Korea, from the US, from Fiji, anywhere, who's going to attend if they feel that there's going to be a threat, it will be shut down. Yes. It will be shut down. Either it's moved to another venue or it's shut down. But then also, let's not forget, whenever these competitions hold, especially like Olympics, they have backup countries. Brazil, if you remember, Brazil 2016, there was a very...
When things were shaky.
When things were very shaky, there was a backup country already alerted. If things don't work, you know what? Redirect, you're going to host. Yes. But then, like Oga Aminu said, these things have already been placed. It's already on ground. I don't think they would allow it to get to this point if they weren't confident enough that it would hold. If anything should happen now, highest, it's just, you know what, we can't host it, we close it down. In the history books, it'll be listed, it can't hold, we closed it down, so whatever reason. I think even in times of war, I think it was either World War II or was it World War I? I can't remember. Times of war, Olympics were not held. Yeah. It was stopped. Yeah. This is the situation on ground. It didn't hold for a number of years.
Because the local organizing committee is complaining about the slow sales of tickets, and the games are just around the corner.
Of course.
That is what is making me think about it. If tickets are not being sold up now, they're saying if tickets are not purchased till 2 weeks of the competition, 70% of them will be used up by the Koreans. Probably they'll give them off for free or something. So it's a concern. If tickets are not being booked by now by different spectators who are supposed to come from other countries to watch, then there's some kind of hidden concern there. But like you said, we do hope that the security vetting has been done and the place is declared safe for our athletes, especially our Nigerian athletes that will be representing us there to be. All right, we'll go to the game of boxing. Yes, 2017 was a year when Anthony Joshua made us proud, even though...
The boy from Shagamu.
From Shagamu, actually, but they don't consider it that way. The same thing.
You know, right now he's the world champion. So AJ is a London boxer. But then let's say he fails out. The boy from Shagamu, that's Nigerian boy. That is, in fact, the
same way cruiserweight Okolie is coming up. If he does, he has been to the Olympics. His biography has nothing to show about Nigeria, even though he's a proper Igbo boy boxing for the United Kingdom.
There's no other place on the world that you get a name like Okolie.
The day he does anything that is not very good, they'll trace him back Nigerian to his roots and tell you that he was imported into the country when he was 5. Now they say he was bred in Yorkshire, where I can't remember the place now and all that. But anyway, talking about Anthony Joshua Okwaminu, of course, he did great in 2017. It was one of his best, I would say, one of his best years in his career. That's when he landed that big position of heavyweight, and he's trying to see how 2018 will look out for him. 2017 is almost gone. Yes, 2018. There are 3 potential fights lined up. The resurgence of Tyson Fury coming out of his drug ban and withdrawal of his license and revoking his belt. He had to renew his belt because of the whole scandal about drugs and all that. He's back and he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Joseph Parker is there and Deontay Wilder is there. Those are the 2 that have belts. But Tyson Fury is more furious now to fight AJ first. If you are to recommend, looking at what happened in 2017, fighting one of the major Clisso brothers who had the belt and actually knocking out Takama, so 2 KOs straight off, who would you recommend that he goes for first? Somebody said he should fight Fury first as a kind of rehearsal, a warm-up, and then go for Parker first, get the WBO, and then line up Wilder next turn. If you had to make a recommendation because judges and commentators around boxing around the world have made their recommendations based on what they think, but for you, I think a fight is a fight, whoever he fights.
Yeah, actually, as a very good sportsman, every boxer is important.
Yes.
So Tyson Fury will not be more
Fury
important.
Fury has no belt.
Yeah, even though he doesn't have a belt.
Yes.
If you knock him down, what do you say?
You take him.
You take him.
Period. Period.
But what would be your recommendation?
Based on what you're saying, look, he's the champion.
Yes.
There's nothing like he needs to warm up. He is the champion. He has warmed up and he's at the top. He's the king of the hill right now.
He has been training in Dubai. So, one of the best training facilities.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What does he want to warm up again?
Which is somebody who wants to disagree with you on these. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the stadium.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Ted and Happy New Year in advance. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good evening, Peter Kundu. Good evening, Ogaminu.
Yes.
And good evening, my brother out there.
Yes, welcome to the program. We're glad to hear you.
My name is Coach Tony.
Coach Tony, we have been looking for you. Where have you been hiding?
I traveled for an international coaching course.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. How did it go, sir?
And I came out again one of the best in the world.
Wow.
I finished my level 2.
Wow.
Congratulations.
We're clapping for you here, Coach
Kudos
Tony.
to you, Coach Tony.
That is what we love to hear. That is what we love to hear. Yes, that's right.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
Welcome.
congrats.
Yes, it's not been easy because you can't just be a coach, only saying it with mouth. You must be educated also.
Of course.
Refresh
Because
yourself.
just like our ex-internationals and them, our other coaches here,
Yes.
I urge them to also go for their certification so
It's
that
important.
they are not just coaching Nigeria. They should also, have their say outside the country
Yes.
or, globally. They
Yes.
can say, okay, we are boast of this coach.
Yes.
He's from Nigeria and it can still do better
Yes.
in other countries.
Coach Tony, was this your personal endeavor, or this is government sponsored, or you decided to chop your money from your pocket and do this, or you were supported
No,
by?
I paid the money. Okay, let me tell you a shocking story.
Yes.
I went for the first coaching course. I think Mr. Yakmut Alasan was there.
Yes.
And then when they invited me for the first phase of the coaching course in the world,
Yes.
and then she told the Secretary General then to write, and she wrote, and then I went for the course. They were supposed to reimburse me.
Yes.
She has submitted everything. Up
Yes.
till now, I've not gotten the money for the flight ticket, allowance, and every other thing. But I thank God because I scored 72% at my first
Wow.
coaching course.
Wow.
So early this year, they called me again. No, sorry, November.
Yes.
They sent a letter to the Secretary General, that Ngozi Amayo,
Yes.
and then the letter came in September.
Okay.
But the new board that is being elected in, they told her not to tell me about the coaching course.
Oh.
Yeah, because, yes, they told her not to tell me about it, that I'm still small. But how can this small boy attend and go for this, world champion, world
Coaching course,
certification
yes.
license? So,
Hello, Coach Tony.
now, yes, please.
We need to take a very short break for call to prayer, but I want you to call us back because we're interested in hearing the details of this story. So do call us
No
back.
problem.
Do call us back once we come back from the break, and we'll talk. We'll give you an invite to the station, to the studio. We need to discuss details about this because there are some interesting angles to it that we want to hear on the stadium.
There's a whole lot of things to talk about here, yeah.
All right. So do call us back shortly after the break, please.
Thank you very much.
All right, then. This is a Stadium on Human Rights Radio. We'll take a very short break for call to prayer, and we'll come back after this. Stay with us. Listening to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting, and this is the stadium. My name is Ted and I'm here with Bruchi, the official trekker of the country in 2017, and our big uncle and our big brother, the veteran himself, Oga Aminu Ibrahim, is here. We're talking sports 2017 and 2018 in prospect. What are your expectations? Before we went on a break, we had a call from one of our regular contributors, Coach Tony, of course, talking about a human rights issue that we don't take for granted. So he went for training, and of course, he was supposed to have been given some kishi. Today, that kishi must have probably gone to one dead person that has been given one position somewhere that we don't know. But of course, Coach Tony will call us in the course of the show, and we'll find a way to bring him to the stadium to be peace. Part of the stadium is a massive 101.1 million capacity stadium, so everybody has a space and has a say. But let's go to trending issues. One of them, Buchi, is the fact that a Liverpool defender, Dejan Lovren, that plays for Croatia, one of the big players,
yes, is
to face a 5-year jail term if he's unable to defend a perjury charge against him on Tuesday, involving his transfer from Dynamo Zagreb to Lyon in 2010. And he gave false evidence, and the court is taking it up seriously. This will be the another footballer in this year that is supposed to go to jail. Robinho, remember?
Yes, Robinho.
Case of group rape in Italy, supposed to be extradited from Brazil back to Italy to go and face 13 years in prison. That has not followed up yet, but we're hoping to hear details of that. But then Lovren, amazing defender, of course, a very amazing defender, having to face this, and he might miss out on the World Cup.
He might. It depends. Let's see how it plays.
Some Nigerians will celebrate it because he's a very hard defender. That will give space to Kelechi Iheanacho and some of our strikers to find space at the back of the Croatian defense.
Let's see how it plays out. We don't. It's a trending topic. It just came in. We don't know the full details. He might not be involved in it directly. It could be maybe his management or agent or whatever, but I think we have Coach Tony back on the line. Yes.
Hello, Coach Tony.
Yes,
Hello, welcome back to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, Coach Tony, so before we went on the break, you were talking about the fact that this coaching refresher course that you went for, you actually sponsored it yourself.
Yes, I did.
Did you not write to the ministry to let them know that you are interested in this, or is there no provision for coaches, young coaches like you in particular sports, to actually request for support from the Ministry of Sports and Youth Development to go for coaching coaches like this? Because it's essentially like, when you come back like in gymnastics and all these areas that we have not focused on, you are going to develop from the grassroots as you have been doing in the past. So should the ministry not have supported you?
I'm not just calling back. I'm sorry to say.
Hello, Coach Tony. You're breaking, please. You might need to walk a little bit away from where you are. We can't hear you clearly.
No, can you hear me now?
I think it's a little bit better now.
Okay. I said I think
I think the network is quite bad, Coach Tony. You might just have to call us back. Let's hear you very clear because we want to hear every single word you are saying. So do call us back as we're waiting for the call. The network is not very clear. Maybe you just step away from where you are. If you are in the comfort of a parlor watching the game between Arsenal and West Brom, which is 1-1, then maybe you step outside and we'll give you the result of the match. Just step outside and call us. We'll give you the details. I'm very sure D1 is not happy where he is because of the result, but of course, whatever is going. Yes, Coach Tony is back. Let's see how the reception is now. Hello, Coach Tony.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Is it better now?
He's slightly better. Oh, this is really bad. I think somebody at the network is one of the people that ate Coach Tony's money. Doesn't want him to reveal. Well, if network doesn't agree, because you guys be sure that you are going to have Coach Tony in the stadium with us. We'll bring him in this week as the year starts to talk about this. He's not the only young coach, upcoming coach you know. In other sports, we have other coaches. We have Coach Chris, we have Coach Mike, who is my very close friend. In other sports that don't have this platform or the support to go for refresher courses. And then we have some very advanced coaches, I won't say old, they're advanced a little bit, who have been there for years and wouldn't give space for these young ones. Oga, meaning in the game of handball, we asked you the other time, you say we are very good coaches in handball, young ones in Nigeria, but I asked you how many are going to be there in Gabon 2018, Gabon or Congo? Gabon 2018, that we'll have from Nigeria, young coaches from Nigeria that will be there during the championship. Do we have any from the country?
All the 3 coaches are young coaches.
Okay, so our coaches are going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an exception.
Fantastic.
All right, we're not able to hear Coach Tony, but we'll go straight into the talking points of football today as we go on. Maybe he might call us back much later. We'll talk, or we'll have him come to the studio to talk about what we're talking. Okay, Coach Tony is back on the line. Let's try this one last time and see if the reception is better now. Hello, Coach Tony.
Yeah, hello.
All right, yes, this is better. We can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, I got your question concerning the ministry supporting the young coaches. And I must say that I'm fed up going to the ministry now to talk to them about what I'm capable of doing and what I cannot do. Because I wouldn't go for the international coaching course without the authority being given by the federation.
Yes.
Because the letter is being sent. They sent it from the international body to the federation.
Yes.
When the federation contacted me.
Yes.
So they were supposed to provide a ticket and even give me allowance.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I ended up using my own money to go for all of these coaching courses. And then I don't know, because I was telling you about the previous secretary who said she submitted the names.
Yes.
And then my name, and then she was supposed to get a refund back.
Yes.
And then she submitted 2 names to our director, Mr. Alassane, the DG. So, but that one was aware that I was the only one that traveled for that coaching course, and he got the information before even then, because I was keeping contact with him.
Okay.
Then she submitted 2 names, hoping to get money for 2 names, and then keep one to herself.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, that was
Oga Aminu is shaking his head because he knows what that means. And Coach Tony, you know what? We're going to have you come to the stadium. We'll discuss after the program so that we'll discuss this face to face in the studio here, so that we'll get a lot of other details. So expect a call from the team after the program so that we'll talk to you and then we'll bring you on air so that we can discuss this right off, if that's comfortable with you.
That one is very fine, yeah, because
Excellent.
Now I'm saying that I've told programming before.
Yes.
That I'm just looking at it that I'm going to take some of my athletes out of this country. I discussed with one of my athletes today, Mohamed Adiru.
Yes.
I trained him, and I was just looking at, okay, maybe sending him out because I'm tired.
All right. I understand. Don't be discouraged. As far as I know, I think we have a platform here where we can address some of these things. And if nobody does anything, we'll continue talking about it until somebody feels embarrassed and ashamed somewhere to stand up to his or her responsibilities and say, yes, I need to do the right thing for our own people. I want to thank you very much, and I want to congratulate you for taking that bold step to do what you did. Oga Aminu is saying thank you too for having time to say this to us, and we're going to have you on this program. We'll discuss details, and we'll discuss off air a lot of other things that we need you to come and talk about on the platform here.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Thank you so much, Coach Tony. Oga Aminu is saying, giving you his final words.
Yeah, congratulations, Coach Tony, and keep the flag flying. You're doing your best, and God will see you through. So don't give up because somebody is not there to give you the support. You've been a very hardworking person, and we really appreciate you. Even the ministry don't appreciate you.
We do.
We really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Congrats once more.
Kudos, yes.
Thank you. I've never lost any competition outside this country.
Yeah, sure.
So how come I cannot represent my own country?
Yeah.
Anyway, big question there to answer. A lot of questions coming from our own brother there, Coach Tony. Of course, he's been involved in grassroots development and massively. And if we don't support young persons like this, what are we doing? What do we stand for in this country? We keep recycling the same old people in different places, and where do we go from here? Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Hello, good evening. This is Spirit calling.
Pardon? What's your name?
This is Spirit.
Okay, welcome to the program.
Spirit, my brother.
Don't be afraid. Yeah, my enemy.
All right, briefly make your contribution, please. We're listening.
These are the problem we are facing.
Yes.
There is one little girl that was going to do the Olympics.
Yes.
If the government cannot fund the game, and we have to contribute money as a church to send out just even a flight. Nigeria cannot afford such money
That's why Buchi has been trekking to avoid all these flight issues. Well, it's
very painful.
Yes.
Okay, well, look at this my brother now.
Yes.
That's just the youngest coach.
Tony, yes.
In my own okay, what if he has another thing in his mind? Now that they are not supporting him, when he goes there, what do you expect him? If he's not a good man, then he's going to fight to get his own money from another way.
No.
Is it?
Well, it's one of
No, we need to do a fasting and prayer for Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the stadium. We appreciate you. As 2018 comes, of course, that's one of our callers that regularly say we should do fasting and pray for Nigeria. Of course, we have been praying for Nigeria every time on this program. We pray for Nigeria. But Okwaminu, you wanted to say something in response to what Coach Tony said previously.
Yes, actually, it really, really hit me so hard to hear people with this kind of zeal
Yes.
and passion are not being taken care of. Instead, the ministry are forming committees every day.
Committee to look into
to do
what the
nothing.
community.
Committee to eat money. Look at where the money is supposed to be channeled to.
It's not going there.
When you go to the ministry now, they will tell you they've created a committee of Nigerian House. To do what? Are medals won in the office? Medals are won in the field.
The fields. Yes, exactly.
So let's do the right thing in 2018 so that Nigerian sports will be where it used to be. Not killing sports, going down
Killing
every day.
dreams, killing dreams.
Killing
Look
dreams.
at Coach Tony now.
Yes.
This is how we used to lose athletes.
To other countries.
Yes.
Yes.
Now that Coach Tony is one of the best
Yes.
in the world,
Yes.
you will see other countries offering him good money.
Yes.
Jobs, exactly.
They will
But
offer
he's a
him
passionate,
jobs.
he's a
You
passionate
understand?
Nigerian. I'm a testimony
Yes,
to what he has been doing.
yes,
Grassroots development.
yes,
You go to
yes.
the stadium if you don't know
Yes.
Coach Tony. You go there weekdays. You find him with his
Yes.
kids. Spends his own money to make sure that he trains them into a sport that he has very good passion for.
Yes.
But the day those children qualify for anything at the international level, some people will stand up and say, "I'm the chairman of this commission." All of a sudden,
We're the ones that contributed to.
Yes. All of a sudden, we have a national chairman for bobsled and
Bobsledding,
and
exactly.
skeleton. After the girls qualified to go to Pyeongchang, we now have a committee back here.
Yes.
Even if it was there, we never knew.
Yes.
I don't know where it was
It's
inaugurated.
now that the girls have
Now-
already made it to the Olympics that
So
you will come and tell
now-
you that
now we
I'm
have
the
somebody
president
in
of
charge
the
and all that
It's
is
the same
happening.
thing that happened to this boy with I've forgotten his name. This boy that does this canoe kayak sports.
Yes, yes.
Nobody
yes, yes.
knew about him.
Nobody.
He
Yes.
was sponsored by somebody.
Yes.
Took him to the All African Games, brought him to Nigeria, even made passport for him. When the guy was making waves in the world, the ministry are now claiming glory.
No, exactly. Even there was a girl. I think she featured in Brazil.
Yes.
US based. She rode. I think it's if you check it online. I forgot her name. Is it Chidima or Chinem? Yes. She rode for Nigeria. She's a Yale or Harvard sponsor. She put her medical degree on hold
Yes.
to actually represent the country with her own passion for rowing. And she flew the flag. She qualified. But then, of course,
Right now, if you know, do you know our whereabouts?
no, that's the thing. Maybe
Okay.
she's gone back to school. Maybe our people have decided to frustrate her back into
Yeah, actually they did.
to get her medical,
Maybe somebody has
medical
cornered her
license.
allowance just the way they cornered Coach
It's
Tony's
terrible.
allowance.
It's terrible.
Gabriel Omata James on Facebook. Hi, I love your program. Keep it up. Thanks for being there. Of course, you can watch this program live on Facebook and on YouTube. Just check Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM and on Twitch as well. On Twitter as well, H Rights Radio. That's a handle. You can find us there live. You want to see Buchi's face when he treks, you see it. You want to see Uncle Aminu's clean shave, you see it. If you want to see my ugly beer, you also see it.
You want to see Ted's cap? Ted's rotating caps. You can check that out too.
All right, it's full time, and of course, today is a day of draws. We're heading straight into football. West Bromwich Albion frustrating Arsenal 1-1, and then Crystal Palace. These lower teams, what are they doing? Ending Manchester City's streak of runs. Buchi, I told you a day will come that
We were saying this.
Man City might not be able to just do what they've been doing.
We've been saying this. I actually predicted Burnley. You actually predicted Crystal Palace, and it seems like your
got it
prediction
right.
is more in this thing. I mean, Man City. I mean, yes, there's only so far you can go,
Yes.
and I think the gas is actually coming in, especially with. I don't know how Guardiola is going to feel, especially with De Bruyne out on injury,
Yes.
and it seems like a nasty one because he had to be stretchered off.
Yes.
His leg was wrapped in a brace and everything, and Crystal Palace.
That's the second scary injury yesterday and today. We had Lukaku going off.
Lukaku head
we're going to miss him for two
matches.
Based on medical assessment, 2 games.
Of course.
We're not sure how long he will stay. And Zlatan is out for 1 month.
1 month.
So it's not Rossi at Manchester. Injuries.
Not Rossi at Manchester.
United and our noisy neighbors having injury now. Kevin De Bruyne, if he's not playing, no player there plays.
No, but that's the thing. Manchester United now, it seems like they're going to have a lot to do, especially this January market. Their attacking forward doesn't seem to. I mean, Ibrahimovic is out again, 1 month now. Who knows how long that might extend to? Lukaku's out for the next 2 matches, and the next 2 games might be crucial. Hopefully, he could be back. Yes. Manchester City, now De Bruyne, the engine room, De Bruyne seems to be out with an injury. I don't know how Pep might be panicking right now.
That, yes.
And Crystal Palace of all teams, were the ones that nearly put the nail in their coffin.
Roy Hodgson will feel like he has won the league.
No, I watched that match, and in fact, it was like they had a knife to Manchester City's neck. They pressed them and pressed them hard. They tasked the defense, and then they gave out that stupid penalty that almost nearly went in.
Yes.
If it went in, it would have just been game over for Manchester City's fantastic run. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize. I think this is their first draw. Their first draw of the season, just 1 point, 16 points ahead of Chelsea. This might be the turning point. This match might actually be the turning point in Manchester City's form. Don't get me wrong; it seems like they have the league still wrapped up, but there's still a lot to play for, and May is a long ways off.
Well, Buchi thinks this might be their turning point, but it appears Ogaminu will agree with D1 that they should be handed the trophy in March. Ogaminu, do you still stand by what D1 said, that in March we should give the trophy to Man City?
No. The league has not been decided. Anybody can take them. So,
period.
Okay, all right. Anybody can take them according to Ogaminu. But Arsenal today, we expected that Asamoah would take advantage of the draws and the draw by Manchester United and see how he can actually leap in to closer to the top, despite the fact that Liverpool won. But once again, Sanchez is like saying farewell. He's scoring all the goals, and yet Arsenal's defense can't contain their opponents. It's constant. They score, they concede. Today again, late equalizer, and the fans are furious.
That's true. I mean, I think this is just adding fuel to the fire of Sanchez actually there's been a lot of, like we said, a lot of rumor and swirls around Sanchez and Ozil stepping aside, especially with Sanchez and his contract. It seems like he still hasn't renewed the contract. Doesn't seem like there's a contract on the table. Arsene Wenger is still very optimistic and about Sanchez remaining.
Yes.
But I think with a match like this, it can add to that frustration, to him wanting to actually walk away, because the same thing.
Which I work hard. I don't think this listener agrees with you that Arsene Wenger will walk away. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
I'm calling from Abuja.
Abuja is very big.
What part of Abuja?
Hello. Oh, the call has dropped. All right, do try to call us back if you want to contribute to this program. 08189991011. A lot of people are tired this evening because it has been a long Sunday, but of course the stadium continues no matter how tired others are. If you're tired, you can call us and join us and be a part of the program, because when we talk sports, we don't get tired. Okay, we have a caller here who is not tired. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
My honorable chairman.
Welcome to the stadium on Human Rights Radio.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you. How is your Sunday, and which game are you enjoying?
Thank you very much, sir. How is your family, sir?
The family here in the stadium is fine. This is a very big stadium, 101.1 million capacity stadium, and we are talking sports. What sport do you want to talk about as 2017 ends today?
Good to say, sir. Hassan Isa from Kaduna, sir.
Okay. Go on, we are hearing you.
Wallahi ga gaskiya ina da wani dan damuwa ne wanda dama na ce bari in ga maka, amma kai.
Kwarai da gaskiya. To, Do call again. Try to call us again. This is a stadium, of course. That's a caller there speaking the language that only football understands. Football is a general language. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Ted. I'm here with Buchi and Uncle Aminu. What is your name and where are you calling from?
That must be one person.
I'm calling from Catholic.
Okay, welcome. Make your contribution. It's been a long time. Where have you been?
I'm really excited today being the last day of the year. This is the first time I'm calling on Human Rights Radio and I'm getting it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Oh, your voice sounds quite familiar. Okay, it's good to hear your voice.
Welcome.
We are happy to have you here. Welcome.
I want to react to the Arsenal game.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Actually, the referee for the first today for me. I'm really annoyed with that referee.
Yeah, the controversial penalty. I agree with you.
Pardon?
I said the controversial penalty. I agree with you.
It's a very, 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 in fact, I don't even know the name to even call that penalty.
Oh, my brother, you know, some games always end up like this. Wenger has enjoyed some penalties this year, so maybe.
I don't really settle down to watch the Premier League like today's one because today
and it spoiled your day.
I happen to be my club.
Oh, yes.
The decision is too harsh.
Yes.
The situation we say ball to hand, is it not so?
Okay.
But then, for a defender, the hands of a defender act as a balancing wheel for a defender. So it's not all the time you put your hands at the back when defending.
Yes.
Now for this ball, the case for today now, the ball was already going out. Even the defender was even assuming that that ball will go out. Only for Gibbs to draw it back and mistakenly he touched every reasonable, sensible referee would have even allowed that. But he don't call for it. I think maybe he has a relation that put a bet on that.
All right. I do understand how you feel about it. But then let's look at Arsenal. Arsenal's next game is against Chelsea, and Ozzy got a knee injury in this game. Not a very bad one, but he's a doubt for Chelsea. So if you have to advise Arsene Wenger on what to do, should he start Alex Iwobi ahead of any other person in that game? Should he play him more?
Iwobi is my man of the match for today. I don't know why he even brought him out to fix him that one-legged what you call it. That well-leg, as far as I'm concerned, he's just one-legged. He's not supposed to be a player. So bringing out Iwobi to put well there was a very significant contract. He has to start in Iwobi against Chelsea. And that's what I believe as the one Arsenal can come out with in that match will be a draw. I don't think Chelsea will beat them at all.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of the stadium. And thanks for joining the family. Thank you very much for joining the family of the stadium. Please always call us on this program every evening from 6. That's an Arsenal fan, a very die-hard supporter of Arsenal, and disappointed with the result because it was a very late penalty and the circumstances surrounding the penalty were questionable. But of course, when the assistant referee waves his flag and points to his chest and points to the spot, the central referee, who doesn't have the clearer view, will have to give the benefit of the doubt to the assistant referee and also point to the spot. So we can blame. Of course, Arsene Wenger has enjoyed some penalties this season so far, and he came out to say the ones that were given against him at Man City did not count. And Tottenham. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. We lost that call. Join us 08189 991011 is the number to call and be a part of the stadium. We have another caller here. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the stadium.
My name is Gabriel Silva from Kabuta.
Okay, welcome to the program, Gabriel Silva.
Okay, this is my first time of calling. There's something I want to correct.
Okay.
Man City has drawn 2 matches. This is their second match.
Okay. Oh, the second draw. All right.
Yes, it's two. Yeah, the last 2 games have been drawn. Yes.
Everton and the draw against Crystal Palace.
Okay. But do you see any team beating them outrightly? If you see them losing any match coming up?
Sure. Definitely, they're going to lose a match
Okay.
before the season will end. But at least I'm giving the trophy to them.
Okay.
In as much as Kevin
Hello.
In as much as Kevin De Bruyne has been.
them at least
I see them taking the reading.
Jesus Navas is also injured. He's out. So Kevin De Bruyne and Jesus Navas are both out.
Aguero is not
But at least
himself.
they have a very solid bench, so that is what I'm still giving it to them. They have a very solid bench. At least the Silva is a good player.
Yeah.
Jeff, that's the black
yes.
guy. So
Yes.
very good midfielder also. And at least they have other good midfielders also that at least.
And Son is there as well. So.
At least.
Yes.
I'm even seeing it that at least they actually will now step up in that shoe also.
Okay.
If Guardiola will give him the
Allow
chance
him to play.
and I
Exactly.
think that he played very well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All
very
right.
nice time. This is my first time of calling.
Oh, we appreciate you. You're welcome to the family. Always tune to this
Welcome,
station.
brother.
We'd love to have you around. Talk to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
Yes.
thank you for the wonderful work you are doing.
Thank you so much. We
God bless
appreciate you for
very well.
listening. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you in advance. That's another caller there giving his own opinion, of course, correcting the error we made that City are drawing for the first time, because it's a very resounding draw. So we have
No, it's a resounding
we are
draw. I
overwhelmed
mean,
by the whole thing. Like,
it was something else. It really was something else. I mean, I think that if you're a betting man, I mean, all those Bet Niger fans out there probably are now squeezing their faces.
yeah, because
and,
they never expected that.
you know, tickets being cut and such.
So Jesus Navas is also out
Yes.
for a month, and this is a worry. That's what the caller is saying now, that the bench is heavy enough to take care of the remaining games and all that. But City do have, they also have some tight contenders and some tight fixtures coming up, and this is a very tight period of the season where you play like 2 games in 3 days.
That's
Remember,
true.
Arsenal played on Thursday and they're playing today. Chelsea played, and they'll be playing against Arsenal again within a week. It's quite close, and it stretches your endurance as an athlete to the very very end. But Ogaminu, you were saying before the call came in, you were saying City. You said, like the last caller said, you think City will actually have this season, even though the season is not over, but based on the performance that you have watched so far. But then looking at Arsenal, do you see Arsenal actually making it in the top 4 at the end of this season? It's looking quite dicey.
It's really dicey for Arsenal because now that they are witnessing injury problems, Özlem is out, and this other player is also out. For it's really dicey for Arsenal to make it to the first 4.
I also wonder, you also wonder, especially with Tottenham's form right now.
Yes.
You have Liverpool out there, and Mohamed Salah scoring goals
All the
left,
goals.
right, and center. You have, of course, you can't deny Manchester City. You can't deny United, and you can't deny Chelsea. The other, it's not the big 4 anymore. It's the
We
big
do have a
6.
caller here, Buchi. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome to the stadium.
How work?
Very fine.
Good on, sir.
Yes, thank you. Make your contribution. We're listening.
My name is Abu.
Okay.
Abu from Lucy.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you ahead.
Now it's not a Kalamakala, now it's fine.
Okay, all right. You call Akaramakala tomorrow morning from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. He will be somewhere, and somebody will be able to talk to you on this line to tell you how to reach Akaramakala. But this is the stadium. It is a sports program on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. Before we wrap up, Ogaminu, your final thoughts on 2017 and your expectation. One final thought on 2017, one expectation for 2018 before we go.
Well, my thought for 2017, it has not really gone down well with Nigerian sports.
Okay.
And I hope in 2018 they will adjust and then do the right thing.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, we'll be where we're supposed to be.
Amen.
Okay. Buchi, what are your final thoughts and your expectations?
2017, I'm going to have to go with tennis. Let me go with tennis on this one. 2017 was a phenomenal year,
Yes.
and especially for the old guard in
Yes.
the terms of Nadal and Federer.
Yes.
2018, I'm looking at some new blood. I mean, 2017 gave us a highlight with the next gen and the next generation competition, and I'm hoping those. Especially Chung who won it.
Yes.
I'm hoping those youngsters actually get injected into the full calendar of the ATPs and make a real difference, so we can actually see
Yes.
a change of guard, a change of direction in tennis.
Okay. What are your thoughts out there? You can still continue this conversation on our online portals on YouTube and on Facebook. Search for Human Rights Radio. The conversation will continue there. And tomorrow, when the stadium returns, we shall read all your comments and give a voice to them. The first show, the first program of 2018 will be live here from 6:15. Thanks to Ogaminu. Thanks for coming. And
Thank you very much.
Wish you safe journey tomorrow. We hope to
Thank
see you
so
again
much
when you come back.
for the privilege.
Yes. Thanks to all the producers, Mr. K, Desmond there, and Queen Jane. making this program realistic and coming on air. And thanks to all those who called in. And thanks, Coach Tony, for giving us an insight into some of the things happening. We're going to talk to you after the program and see when we can have you around. When Oga Aminu is around, actually, make sure that he's around because he has some experience close to what you've gone through, and he'll be a support to us here in the stadium to talk about it. Buchi, are you trekking home?
No, with Oga Amino and the 25 liters,
The liters there.
I'm going to bring my private jet, and at least we can pour small 2 liters inside and fly.
That's the size of the program. Thank you very much, and happy birthday to my cousin Ojochide Ayegba. Thanks for being a big brother. I'll call you big brother because you are very stubborn, but because you are growing into a big man. Thanks to you out there, and celebrate as you step into a new year in your life and the new year. Thanks to all the callers and thanks to everybody. On behalf of everyone here and the ordinary president, the chief executive media strategist himself, good night, sports fans. Be good. Happy New Year in advance.